tormenting anybody. I've pulled all that out in the scriptures as well. He himself has also mentioned that what does he gain in tormenting us? So now all from what I'm saying, I'm getting all from the Bible. Is it not confusing? It's very sickening. It's very mind-boggling to be realizing that all these statements has come from one person. He makes you feel he's not that. He's not for this kind of approach to you. Some sort of terrible or mean approach to you, and he makes you feel that he is for that kind of approach. He's to that kind of mean approach towards you. So you are caught in between. What am I supposed to believe? Is my God good or is he bad? Others will also conclude that he is both good and bad. And he admits that also in the book. You can see clearly in Genesis, I am both good and bad. Because we are being related to that. When the first man sinned, it says, when they eat the apple, they will become like us and they will know good and bad, because God knows good and bad. So it is very confusing. Now in the Quran, it is clearly written here in Surah LVI 57 that God decreed death. Just as it's written in the Bible that God decreed death, it is also here in the Quran 57, LVI 57, verse 57. LVI verse 56. It is we who have created you. Why will ye not witness the truth? 58. Do ye then see the human seed that ye threw out? 59. Is it ye who created it, or are we the creators? That's a question here. Are we the creators, or ye created us? Are you the one who created it, or we are the creators? 60, verse 60. Verse 60. It says, we have decreed death to be your common lot. And we are not to be frustrated. Don't come asking us and pleading us, God, give us everlasting life. We want to live. Like the Christian is out there saying, God should give them life, death should be taken out of their life, while they believe that Jesus Christ came to die to save mankind. The Quran also believes that Christ came for a mission. All the prophets, their way of life is to caution the man to sort of get in the right way with God in some ways, so that we will be having a very good life, or that kind of says where we can sustain, or some sort of what you call achieve the eternal life that we seek, or live in heaven. Now it is clear here. This thing cannot be challenged. It is clear here what the books have clearly stated in the text. God decreed death in verse 60. We have decreed death to be your common lot, and we are not to be frustrated. Now we, it is not like a singular God. It is more of a plural God here. We are having gods speaking in their work, the crafty work that they did in creating the human beings and all the things that we see before us. And if you go to 61, it says, from changing your forms and creating you again in forms that ye know not, so that we can recreate you again in a way that you don't even know. Whilst we think of coming from somewhere and going somewhere, according to this text, you have no knowledge. He does it in a way that you will never have a knowledge of where you have come from or where you are going. Completely, you are nothing. You are worthless. You have nothing until he gives you the knowledge of knowing. In 62, he says, and ye certainly know already the first form of creation. Why then do ye not celebrate his praises? See ye the seed that ye sow in the ground. Is it ye that cause it to grow, or are we the cause? 65. Where it's our will, we could crumble it to dry powder, and ye would be left in wonderment. We could crash into powder, and it become. You see, it is clear of what the text is saying here. So if we talk about, let's stick to the Bible here, which talks about peace, or demonstrating peace, and see people out there, talking about discrimination, people talking about frustration, and Christians or people of all caliber are trying to make a point to say that Religion has got this good, harmonious life that you have to cling to. Now, it isn't so in the book. It does not appear that way in the book. So if it doesn't appear in the book, and this is your document, this is the document I and you are supposed to hold on to. What are we doing? Are we presenting something terrible? Are we making our God liars? I mean, truthfully, if you're a religious person and you hold on to this book and you're promoting this book and you're promoting your words and you're promoting your belief, you ask yourself, are you being respectful to the living God or disrespectful to the living God in regarding to what you present to him? It is your responsibility to think about it and ask, is this thing from God? Would God order this? Would God decree this? Would God put these things in there for us to do? And you are taking the test from some old people who were not so advanced like you are advanced today. People that you are the advancement of what they were at the time. You are still holding on to their visions, their dreams, and their their wisdom. Whatever their wisdom is, nothing compared to today. You are a progress advanced being as to compare to them. So how wise are we being by allowing those who hold on to this thing and keeping on to that train? Now, if we go on to verse 11 of chapter 20, Deuteronomy, it says, "And it shall be that if ye accept your offer of peace and open to you, then all the people who are found in it shall be placed under tribute to you and serve you." There's the idea of offering peace here. You go to a place, you see somebody there, and then you offer yourself. You offer the sense of peace, like offer your hand of peace. If not, then what you have to do is tackle them or topple them or destroy them or whatever it is. Now the instructions have been given by Jehovah here to the Jews at some point for them to act in such ways. Now this is an advice. Can this procedure be peaceful? I don't think so. If a common man could see that this procedure was never peaceful, has created vendettalism towards the Jewish people up to today, then God even knew this before I'm thinking about it today. Because no matter how advanced I am, he is more advanced. He lives, he's always progressive. That is the God we're talking about. That's the God we try to present. So it is stated here in 10, "When ye go near a city to fight against it, then proclaim an offer of peace to it." 11, "And it shall be that if they accept your offer of peace and open to you, then all the people who are found in it shall be placed under tribute to you and serve you." Now, in 12, it says, "Now if the city will not make peace with you, but war against you, then you shall besiege them." Of course, if they give in and the offer you were going to give them of peace, they are supposed to serve you. They are supposed to become your slave. Do whatever you want with them. Then it's better they fight for their lives. I think that's what the Irish had to do with the English during the times of which they are setting themselves free from the continuous, plundering of the English people. They had to stand up through Wallace and all that storyline. They say for us to live, Wallace stood up in that sense. If you watch the documentary about it, for us to live under slavery, then we better fight and die. It's worth it than, living under slavery. And obviously that's what it is. Because if they choose to accept also, they may live under the slavery. And within the same slavery state, they are going to find a way one day to take over and their enemy, or they will live forever thinking and knowing who their enemy is. And maybe the generation that they will come after them from their own seed will probably be ready and more different from them who gave in to the slavery and probably would like to fight back. So it's like forever you're going to live